First bite, little guy jumped all over that darn thing. I've got him. He's either foul hooked, which happens sometimes on a topwater, or yeah, he's wearing it on his belly. Just a little smallmouth, but he's wearing it on his belly. Come here, Junior. Quit that. Quit all that crazy. They're hard to catch when you don't have them in their mouth. Get up here. Well, that's a good way to start the morning. Oh, KVD Splash got that one. Hey, welcome to this episode of Mark Menendez Bass TV. We're going to try to hustle up while it's got some low light and catch some of these brown ones, and we may go try to catch some large ones. You guys stay tuned. That's a good way to start the morning.
This week we're back on Kentucky Lake with Mark in hopes of finding fall topwater bass. The Skeeter has a deck full of Lews rods and reels with Mark's favorite fall baits. He's already caught one on his KVD Splash, so let's join him now as he continues his pursuit of fall bass.
This one, I've gone seafooding. This is oyster. Is that not one of the most beautiful colored baits you've ever seen? That's called oyster. It's a KVD Splash. I've replaced some hooks with some gamakatsus on there. That's why I got that one. Super sharp hooks are needed on your topwaters. Fight this low light, hustle in this low light, hit several places. Trying to find a big smallmouth up there that's cruising before he backs off the bank. It's up there looking to get something to eat. He scored one already. Oh, there was one right behind it. I know what flavor that was. Right here at the boat. Reeling in real fast to make another cast. And that dude was trying to catch it. I guarantee you that was one of those brown bombers. You know, I fished this popper. It's a KVD Splash. This is the big size. And I fish it a lot different than you can fish it slow and a bloop, bloop, bloop. But I move it because it has a little bit of a walking action to it. And then if I get to a piece of cover or I have a fish that swirls at it, then I can stop and go slow. So it gives me an option either fast or slow. I tend to move it as quick as I possibly can. And it looks like a fleeing bait fish. And then when I was reeling in that time, that fish just came up and tried to get it as I got it out of the water. But I do like this popper when it's really, really still. I seem to get it better. And it's just not as obtrusive as a big giant like a sexy dog. But then there's those days that the sexy dog is the side-to-side action they really, really want. And it's a bigger profile and they can see it from a longer distance. So those are the two thought processes I use with topwater. The other thing that I find extremely important with topwater is a white bottom on your bait. That's realistic of a bait fish's belly. It looks like a gizzard shad, looks like a threadfin shad. I don't care what color it is as long as it's got a white belly on it. That one killed it. Just killed it. Just smoked it. That was a good bite. He pulled it hard. I don't even know if it's a good fish or not, but I just know he killed the darn thing. Here he comes. Just another nice little small jaw. Old KVD Splash right there. Look at him jump there. That's a keeper. Come on up here. That one there will be right on the keeper line. Yeah, he got it sideways. He got it sideways. They are just phenomenal how aggressive they are. I'm gonna have to get some pliers on him. Little guy. Got it. I went to pop it and he had already pulled it down. Small jaw. bullet-shaped tail. That's where they get all that power. Good bite. Good bite. Get out of here, Junior. I couldn't tell if that was a full grown or what. I'm pop, 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 and when I go to pop it, he ate it. So I could feel him twice as hard. I'm like, oh, this could be a good one. I'll take him. Topwater bite works any day of the week. We've got a giant boat just came by here, and there's 2-foot rollers hitting the bank. Kind of crazy, everything that's going on at once.
Only a few early morning bites so far from some aggressive smallmouth have kept Mark on his toes, with the anticipation of a big one wanting to eat. Mark is covering water fast with his KVD Splash, trying to maximize the bite window this morning.
When old smallmouth has such good eyesight, when they get the bead on something, they're coming. They are coming to it. Just saw a fish move right there. Right on it. I saw that big pleasure boat come by, about a 35-footer, and I just ducked in this pocket just to get away from his waves, and glad I did. Got another bite. Oh, small jaw. This chugger to me is more addicting than any other topwater. I love to throw a sexy dog. I love watching that side to side. But this thing is like every time I pop it, I think I'm gonna get a bite. It's like, oh my gosh, here we go, pop, pop, pop. One's gonna get it, one's gonna get it. That's the way my mind works when I'm throwing this thing. I really like to throw this thing and get those fish to come after it. It's generally a very aggressive bite because of the speed in which I'm moving it. And I have limited light, so I'm chasing shade lines, and I gotta hustle. You have to hustle. In the mornings like this, you just got to move to find an active fish. A lot of times it's just singles, but a lot of times you'll pull up on a place and it's pop, 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 and you've made your day in 3 or 4 casts. It can be ultra fast when you find them, or you're just hunting that single fish that's on an ambush point, which is what's happened so far today. Been one per little corner or one per rock change or whatever. That's the way it's been. This is a perfect example of a transition. You've got pea gravel over here, golf ball size. Then you've got some mixed in big natural rock. And then when you go down the bank, you can see more natural rock and then a change to another type of rock. These are the transitions that I'm looking for. We don't have the cover in Kentucky Lake like we once did. So these have become the transitions and the different things that I'm approaching, just because it's a different topography on the bottom, different changes in these rocks. Rock changes can be really good, and this is a perfect example of 3 different changes in a very short time period. Did he get it? I threw right on top of that fish. Straight out of that rock change, and one popped it. Oh, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. That fish followed that the whole time. That's smallmouth, I guarantee that's smallmouth. Get his attention again. Come on. Why didn't that one just go ahead and clobber it? Doggone it. That's the thing, you're not gonna catch all of them on this deal. You're not gonna catch them all, but it's gonna be exciting one way or another. That fish hit it as soon as I threw it. I must have thrown it right on top of him. He hit at it, and then I moved it 6, 8 feet, and then he really gave it a go, but he never touched it. That's the 3rd one today that has just flashed on it, but not gotten the bait. Never felt that fish. I got him that time. That might be the same fish. He came off the boat. He had another one with him. Dadgummit. I put the power pole on anchor, and that might be the same fish because it did about the same thing. I just barely had him hung the whole time. He just hit that feather. That's all right. Another bite. Still fishing shade line. Still fishing shade line. He had another fish with him. When he came to the boat, I was hoping he was going to get it. The other fish was going to get it. He was right behind him.
The fog has lifted on Kentucky Lake and the sun has started beating down. The bright blue skies have made for less than ideal conditions. The bite has slowed down considerably, forcing Mark to abandon topwater areas. These are the days that will make or break you as an angler.
Oh, little bitty guy. Little guy hit the old red-eyed shad. Trying to make an adjustment. I know we're trying to do something a little different. They don't want to come up to hit that topwater. About the third cast of the red-eyed shad, I get a bite. We're going to run with it. Lost most of my shade lines, and that one plowed it. Just try something different. Tried something different. Little largemouth. Oh, he came off. All right, that's a second bite on a lipless. Let's run with it. I'm basically fishing the same style that I was, you know, really paying attention to the break line. I'm a little different here in the canal. I've got some current, but I'm fishing the break line on that. And these are fish that aren't willing to come up with the bright skies. So I'm gonna stay on this break line a little while and see if I can't get roll this by one. I'm throwing a half-ounce red-eyed shad in one of the new saltwater colors. And it basically looks like a Tennessee shad colored bait with a little hint of chartreuse in it. And sometimes those saltwater colors are a great option of just a different look for baits that fish haven't seen before. Just thought it was a pretty bait and put some gamakatsu hooks on it, and off I've gone with it. This is a very neutral colored bait. It's kind of a pogey looking colored bait. Bass and bite 'em too. Brown one. Brown little guy. All right, now cut that out, dude. Cut it out, cut it out. Get a hold of it. Got him with all three hooks. Has gamakatsu number 4s all in his face. Twist it out there, baby. This is the size that will get you if you're not careful. Why can't they all be hooked like that? Now then, come on over. There we go. Little fella. And here's that saltwater colored bait. Just a real pretty kind of a Tennessee shad with a little chartreuse, little dots on it.
What started out as a promising day has gotten tough as nails. One barely keeper smallmouth for the day. The rest have been forgettable. Mark is going for one last Hail Mary to salvage the day. He's ditching the deep bite and the wind and is heading to shallow boat docks with shade. It's a pattern he's very familiar with and worked just a few days ago.
It works good with 3. That one was dirt shallow. I mean, dirt shallow. Look at there. That's a good one. That's a good fish way back here shallow. It hit the water and got it. You can see the mud boil from where that fish was. Not a bad one. right. Well, how about that? I mean, I pitched in there and hit the water, and all I see is the fish roll. You saw I hooked him under the lip, or under the downward in the mouth. That's where that fish turned and rolled, and I leaned. That was a really cool bite, but you can see right there where he came from. But still boiled up right there. Hey, one of the things I love to do is pitch and flip, and a good flipping stick is a real key. I like one that is very versatile. I want one with a good tip in it, good midsection, but a firm butt to get those fish out. A lot of times I've got this jig, when I make that skip up next to a boat dock, I've kind of got it high in the water. So I've got to have enough rod that I can just start coming with the reel, get the hook in the fish. So here's my setup. This is a KVD GC9 7'6" flipping stick. That medium heavy, nice tipped action rod. It is with the Lews Pro SP. This is the shallow spooled reel with an 8.3-to-1 gear ratio. I've moved up in my gear ratio just for the very reason that when I pitch in there and something catches my attention, how many times is it that bass takes off with your bait and you've got a big bow in your line, you can't catch up to them? The 8.3-to-1 gear ratio takes care of all of that for me. So I've started using that a heck of a lot more. 20-pound Seaguar Invisex, married to a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce Hack Attack Fluro flipping jig. The reason I like this big flipping jig so well is look at that giant hook. That is a Siwash hook, a Gamakatsu Siwash hook, and if you get that stuck in that fish, he is not coming off there. So that giant hook helps a bunch. The other thing I like about the Hack Attack Fluro jig, flipping jig, is it's got a smaller, more diminutive skirt that makes the bait a little more compact, and I always follow that up with a Strike King Rage Craw. A dark one, black and blue, June bug, I really don't care because I'm skipping this back in and under the shade of the dock. So the dark bait has a better silhouette. They really can't tell what color it is. They just see something's in their zone, they go get it. So a dark colored trailer. The whole setup, man, it's efficiency at its best. Fast reel, good rod that's accurate, strong line, and a big hook on my jig. You're going to reel in a bunch of those jig fish when you need to. There he is. Golly. I don't know if that hit my line or what, but it sure didn't even have to check it. It jumped 6 inches. There he is. He stroked that jig. Good bass right there. Come up in here, Junior. There's a nice one. There's a nice one. He engulfed that Hack Attack jig. Now here's what I like about that jig. Look at that hook. That hook is way back in there. He was not coming off. Nice bass, old Hack Attack with green pumpkin and brown with a blue craw on him. Nice bass right there. How about that? Been a while since I've had a good bite. Good. You know, again, hustle. That's the name of the game. And I've done everything from topwater to crank a plug on a ledge to everything you can think of. Tough days, you've got to have cover. You've got to have some cover. It's a high bluebird day. It would be miserable without a pair of Strike King sunglasses out here. Bass is the same way. He's using that shade as cover. It's the first dock I pulled up on. When I pulled up to it, I said, this one ought to have a fish on it just because of where it's sitting in the depth zone on it. Instantly made a cast, caught a real good fish. So it's just about trying to find that fish that's positioned, that's catchable. These fish that are out here in the main deal, yeah, you could forward face them, chase them around, But on a day like today, it's going to be hard to get them to bite. They're just not going to bite well out in the sunshine.
Mark Menendez Bass TV is brought to you by Skeeter Boats, Precision Sonar, Lews, feel the difference, Strike King Lure Company, Power Pole, closed captioning provided by Dying to Fish.